the access, the scenes, the years that those three quarterbacks had. I mean, Patrick Mahomes obviously wins the fucking Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins has one of the greatest years he's ever had. And then Marcus Mariota had true adversity while going through something with a team. I think the world who aren't NFL fans are going to get a great peek at what the NFL is. And those of us that are NFL fans are going to get a chance to learn a lot about the world that is for an NFL quarterback. Joining us now, I believe, is the brains behind this thing. Obviously a massive brain. Everybody talks about the head.
Oh, yeah.
What's inside of that thing? Big fucking brain.
Huge.
Not only is he a multiple-time Super Bowl champion and a Hall of Famer that was voted in about 4 seconds or so, he's also the founder of Omaha, which worked alongside NFL Films to put this on to Netflix. Ladies and gentlemen, from Italy, grazie, Peyton Manning.
Yeah!
Buongiorno. Thank you, Pat.
How is it over there, bro? I've heard Italy is fantastic. You doing a workout right now? What do we got going on?
Keep up with these quarterbacks. I mean, watching how hard Mahomes trains and Cousins trains and Marcus trains makes me still try to stay active. So, really excited about this piece, Pat. It's like you said, it's unprecedented access. We've seen training camp guys mic'd up, hard knocks, but this is the whole season. And what these guys allowed really just going into their lives for a whole year. I can't thank these guys enough for showing people what it's really like to play quarterback.
Yeah, and obviously I'm excited to watch it, and everybody is. And when I heard about this from you, I thought to myself, this is going to be like the greatest thing of all time. And as you were kind of explaining it, I'm like, there's no way you got the access that you had. And I learned that you actually were the ones that had to go pitch this. And I think everybody in football said, there's no way Peyton Manning would have let this happen. Is that something that you had to address? And do you wish this was maybe something while you were still playing?
Had a couple quarterbacks that we actually approached a couple guys last year about possibly doing this, and a couple of them asked me, Peyton, would you have done this? And it was a tough question because as a young quarterback, I would not have done it. But as an older quarterback, I wish that I had done something like this. And I remember when I got injured, Pat, Steve Sable actually reached out to me and said, we'd love to document your recovery and your rehab. And I passed on it because I wasn't sure how it was going to play out, right? And when you sign up for something like this, you sign up only for the good, right? You sign up for what Patrick Mahomes got to do this year, win the whole thing, right? Marcus Mariota signed up for this. Look, he did not know the season was going to go like it went. He gets benched the week he's having a baby. You talk about real life stuff. The way he handled that, being a great dad, being a great husband, handling that adversity, my respect for Marcus is through the roof. But when you sign up to play quarterback, you sign up for all of it, right? Some guys just sign up for the parades and the confetti. They don't sign up for those 3 interception games. They don't sign up for getting beat on that last-second field goal. That's part of playing the position. That's why they pay you the big bucks to handle all of it. These 3 guys, 3 different times in their careers, 3 different types of players. I think the diversity and the type of quarterbacks we saw this year was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I wish that the world would have got to see your fucking ass, every single week, just with how I was very lucky to watch it. I mean, you're a psychopath whenever it came to like work and diligence and attention to detail. I think the world would have appreciated getting to see the behind the scenes for you. So I'm very happy that we're getting to do that with Patrick Mahomes right now, who's in the middle of a dynastic run, Peyton, honestly.
An interview about Patrick, and the writer said he was surprised to hear the language that
Oh, that was going to get good there.
Somebody's language on the football field. I remember Rick Riley one time watched NFL football with a lip reader, and they asked me after the game to confirm whether I had said or hadn't said these 5 different phrases. And I was so embarrassed to admit that, yes, I said that. Yes. Yes, I probably did say that. I mean, I was fine. I mean, look, quarterbacks, Brady can tell you.
Call him back. This is a good answer.
Yeah, it was going to be awesome.
Because in that preview, you see Pat go, fuck! So it's like, all right, we got him.
I guess the first time I've ever heard him say fuck.
Yes. Yeah, if they're like mic'd up for the entire season, like we're going to have him, AJ. I think we're going to get real access from this whole thing.
I mean, it sure looks like. I mean, we got Kirk reading bedtime stories to his son. So, yeah, they gave him – I wonder, like, the filming schedule. How often were the cameras there, and how do you work that out?
Joining us now is a man who swore all the time on the field.
Yep.
Lip readers figured him out. He decided – ladies and gentlemen, Peyton Manning back in.
Yeah,
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I was just saying. Yeah, look, I mean, remember the movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone? He talked about when he put the hat on backwards, he became a different person. He became the truck, right? And look, Brady, Breeze, I mean, you name it. I mean, when you get out there in that field, look, it's different. And you have to, truly kind of change, what I have to do in these 60 minutes. And Patrick Mahomes is the ultimate competitor. But then off the field, you see him with his daughter. You see him with his wife. He's a great husband. He's a great dad. He flips the switch back. And so that's real life quarterback play right there.
Yeah, I love it. And him saying, I'm like that. I'm like that in there. It's like watching I don't want to say the persona, but like the flip of the switch into the character that he is. Oh, no. Italy.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Of course.
What are you going to do?
The world.
Long way away.
If we're able to get him back, we'll get him. I think he is. Peyton, you there?
Bad Wi-Fi here in Italy.
Don't be sorry at all. We are sorry that we are here and you are in Italy. We wish we were doing that. AJ has one question for you, though, Peyton.
Peyton, in that clip, you come on right at the beginning. You talk about what it's like to be an NFL quarterback, and you say something that I've said for years, and I agree 100%. It's the hardest position in all of pro sports. Can you explain why you think it is, maybe even compared to other sports, the toughest thing to do?
Panel, right? Of a pitcher, a NASCAR driver, a golfer, a tennis player, basketball player. And look, I don't have to be on the panel. Like Brady is the spokesperson for the panel, but I could give him a lot of bullet points as to why the position I think is the hardest, right? I mean, like I said, before you actually get to the execution of the play, you got weather, you can't hear, right? You're on the clock. You got 300-pounders trying to get you. You got guys running 4.240 trying to intercept you. Oh, then I have to actually tell 10 other guys what to do. And now I have to get the snap and actually execute the play. I think it's hard. Look, you have about 2.4 seconds to make a decision on every single play. Every time you throw a ball, 3 things can happen. 2 of them are bad. And yet you have guys doing it at the highest level, like Mahomes, like Cousins this year. Marcus showed flashes when he was healthy. So, look, I have great respect for all quarterbacks, how hard it is, how much time they have to put in. Watching Kirk study in the car, he's listening to headphones, repeating the play. Marcus's wife is testing him on the playbook. I love that because these guys are taking their craft home with them because you have to, right? I hear some guys say, I don't take it home with you. You have to take it home with you, AJ, because it's got to be on your mind 24/7 as a quarterback. Doesn't mean you can't have family time. Doesn't mean you can't read to your kids like Kirk does. But you better be thinking about it because they're paying you to think about it year round. And one of my favorite clips of the whole series is Kirk wins the game. He's at a bonfire at his home with his family. His parents are there. His in-laws are there. They're having a great moment. All he can think about is this one throw that he missed in the third quarter of a game that they won, by the way. He can't believe that he missed that one throw because possibly it could have cost them the game, but they did win. That's quarterback in the NFL. You can't get it out of your mind. Look, there's 70 plays in a game. There's about 4 plays that really are going to decide the outcome of the game. Those are the plays you think about as a quarterback. That's what you're going to see in this series in quarterback this year.
I love that Kirk's like, wheel run. I mean, what
He's wide open.
How do you miss? Hey, do you want to?
No.
No, you guys can have it. How am I a professional quarterback? How do I even miss it? Kirk, we won. Big time. Biggest comeback in the history of the. Okay, shouldn't have been, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's beating yourself up for it. One of my favorite speeches I've ever heard you give is, I saw the clip on the internet, so I don't know exactly where it was, but you were asked how long you prepare for. How many hours of film that you watch or something. And you basically said, you watch however much it takes. Like, this isn't even what are we talking about? And I think it was probably around when the clause came in to Kyler's contract about you need to do 4 hours. Mm-hmm. And there was probably people like, hey, Peyton, how many did you need? And you said, however many you needed. I don't know, whatever it is kind of what it was. Do you feel now, looking back, you over-prepared? Or do you feel like you did exactly what you needed every single week?
I had to do, Pat, to try to get some type of edge, right? I couldn't outrun guys like Patrick can, or make these throws down the field like Rodgers can. Some guys can do certain things that I couldn't do. So the film study was where I felt I could get an edge. And you see that with Kirk, right? Kirk's the ultimate pro. He's studying everything. He's studying himself. You see him talking to Jefferson.
Oh, boy.
One time in the game, but they have to get it exactly right. That was my deal, right? Spending time with my receivers. Let's be exactly on the same page. So on Sunday, we can execute this play. So, look, I think you can cloud your mind with too much information. I watched a ton of film, but I never felt like I was overloaded in my mind. I watched enough to get ready. And so when I was under center
on Sunday
night,
I knew.
In my office.
Yep.
I knew exactly what that guy was going to do.
They were moving.
And he knew exactly what I was going to do. And that's quarterback play.
Yep. Boom.
Great answer, Peyton. That's incredible. Last thing before you get back to your vacation, thank you for taking time. Quarterback premieres Wednesday on Netflix. The world is going to love it. Are you already filming for season 2? Feels like it's going to be easy to pitch quarterbacks now that Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl first year doing it. That feels like that made your life a lot easier. And what should we expect from season 2?
Doing it. We appreciate all quarterbacks saying yes. And look, these 3 guys took a big risk by saying yes. Look, none of those guys knew how the season was going to turn out. So I can't tell you how appreciative I am of all 3 of these guys stepping up. And yes, season 2 has been greenlit by Netflix. We're excited. We're hoping more quarterbacks. It's easier to say yes, knowing that, look, I don't want to hear it's going to be a distraction, because that's not true. Look, Patrick Mahomes proved that, right? Kirk Cousins proved that. Marcus, the way he handled that, it proved that, right? So I love to document 3 different types of quarterbacks, again, at 3 different points in their careers. So we're hoping guys, after seeing it, realize that, hey, this could be a cool thing. I can show to my kids when I'm older. I can show to my grandkids one day what it is their dad or granddad used to do, right? Patrick and Kirk and Marcus had that documented. I think they should be proud of that. So hopefully the pitch will be a little easier. I was in the cold calling business earlier this year, calling Patrick Mahomes. Hey, Patrick, remember me? I met you at our football camp 3 years ago. We're doing this show.
Oh, man. I'm wondering if you could be a part of it. Anyways, you're the best. Have fun. Great. Have a great vacation. And congrats on this quarterback thing being a smashing success before it even comes out.
See y'all.
You got to see you later. Peyton, man. From Italy.
Yeah.
In a workout.
From Italy, done with a workout.
Grinding away.
Let's go talk about this. Right into it. I do think this is going to be
It's going to be incredible.
You know, like Drive to Survive and Swing to Win or whatever the
Full swing.
There it
Break
is.
point with tennis.
the whole thing. Like, there's going to be a lot of people around the globe that are going to get introduced to the NFL through these 3 guys. So that makes Peyton's pitch even more easy. Like, hey, listen, we're going to stay out of your way. We get it. You know, believe me, I'm the one in charge here. I get it. But this is a good thing for you to potentially have later. And also, it's good for the NFL to have this, AJ. This is good for the NFL to have this type of stuff.
Yeah, I think Peyton hits on it. As he said, as a young player, he wouldn't have wanted to do it. But as you get older, you start thinking about, man, this would be pretty cool for my kids and different people to see, because they have no clue really what the grind looks like. So I think that's a big reason for it. Didn't Derek Jeter even say that? Didn't he let him document like his whole last season because he wanted, when he eventually had kids, to show him?
Yep. Yeah, and he was the same way, like very anti-media, didn't want to do anything like for his first several years. But then, his last year he realized, like, wow, this is actually going to be incredible to look back on.
I wish people could have saw what that fucking guy used to do.
Yeah, it was absurd.
It was absurd.
Yeah.
For a Netflix world premiere.
Hell yeah.
This week, Quarterback will be debuting on Netflix, and this 4.5-minute video is being seen for the first time by anybody. An Omaha production and NFL Films come together to create what we assume is going to be your next favorite football content. Debuting this week, ladies and gentlemen, Quarterback.
Let's go upstairs now and read, okay? Let's do the book of why in Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
Let's do that. That was a good one.
Book of why.
Why does the NFL have so many rules against hitting quarterbacks? First, there's the fact that when a quarterback is throwing a pass, he's in no position to protect himself. An injury to the quarterback can sink a team's entire season. Did you know the season-ending knee injury that Tom Brady suffered in the first game of the 2008 season led to a ban on hitting quarterbacks below the knee? And Dad is forever grateful.
All right, look, I'm a little biased, but for my money, there's simply not a harder position in sports than being an NFL quarterback.
Hey, 25! 25! That's you! Nice and hot! Oh, my God.
I mean, think about it. As the quarterback, every single play, you're the focus.
Hey, 48, where you got? You got the 48.
You have to know everyone else's job just as well as your own.
You got these two over there.
You can't hear half the time. The weather's bad. You got 300-pound linemen trying to kill you. Win or lose, you are going to be front and center.
Great job!
You have to give credit when it's good. You have to take the blame when it's bad. You have to face the music when times are tough.
No one really to blame but myself.
And there's always someone waiting to take your spot.
Are you planning on making a change at quarterback?
Beginning in September, each of the 32 teams selects one man to be their starting quarterback. And in 2022, that list included these three. Marcus Mariota.
Hey, you get one opportunity a week. Let's put it all together for 4 quarters.
Kirk Cousins.
I got 3 words for you. You like that?
And Patrick Mahomes.
This is what I do! This is what I do!
Now, these are 3 very different players,
Let's go! Golly!
each in very different situations. But they all have one common goal: to lead their team to a Super Bowl victory.
I love going to war with you guys, man!
And during the 2022 season, they allowed unprecedented access to capture that quest.
They don't know I watch tape. I got tape, brother. I got tape.
Everybody sees the game days, but they don't see the day-to-day grind. They don't see how you have to manage playing football and being a dad and being a husband.
Kick some ass, okay? Love you.
And then on top of that, you got to prepare yourself weekly for a game. Because you're going against the best of the best.
I think to whom much is given, much is required. And it is an incredible privilege to be a pro quarterback in this league.
Cousins, touchdown! This is the turducken.
And this is about as close as they'll ever get to crawling into our skin and seeing what it's like to truly live it on a day-in, day-out basis.
You're a daddy's girl today.
Always.
The greatest comeback in history. How did you
NFL history?
It's got to be Kirk. His neck is so heavy right now.
Would you understand if he decided to make a change at quarterback?
Cousins has to hold that ball to the very last second.
It doesn't feel like it should be over.
Looks like the ankle got twisted up.
I'm going to take you out here.
No.
He thinks he's about to play a damn game. Has he lost his mind?
This is 1 year following 3 men. Every hit, every hurt,
Doesn't feel good.
every high of the hardest position in sports.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Huh? That thing's going to be impeccable, I do believe.